Hi, it's Cheryl from Caribou Country Lifestyle. I'm just out here today on this rainy day, and the reason why I'm out here today on this rainy day is because I'm getting my spot ready to move my strawberries. This spot was where we had first brought the pigs home, our 2 meat pigs that we had gotten. We brought them home and we had them in this fenced area, and we had put them in this fenced area so that they would dig up the grass, because it was all grass, so we wanted them to dig it up. This was our reasoning at the time, and then we had decided that after the fact that wasn't what we should have done. So what I'm trying to do now is do a no-dig method, and so I'm putting cardboard over the dirt, and then I'm going to be adding some garden soil that we had delivered on top of the cardboard. But first I took the black plastic off. I'm laying the cardboard down. We have copious amounts of cardboard. We've actually moved quite a bit over the last 3 years. I think we've moved twice, and that was because we sold our old house, moved into one of our rentals until we could find a new place. Then we bought this place and moved into this place. So we've packed all of our stuff up, moved it over to our rental, unpacked a lot of it, repacked it back up 4 months later, and moved again. So we have quite a few boxes. We've saved all of our boxes. We also have a lot of cardboard boxes from the cabinets that we had ordered, and they came in. We saved all those cardboard boxes. We have the cardboard from the appliances that we had ordered. So we've saved all of that, and I have taken out any tape. I've taken out any of the staples that were on the cardboard, because you don't want that into your ground. So the reason for the cardboard, to lay that down, is it keeps the grass and the weeds from growing up through into your plants. So I'm just going to show you what I've done so far. And it's raining really good, so see the chunk of plastic over there on the grass? Well, that was on the guard over here on this area that we had the pigs. So I still have to remove this plastic. So I'm just going to show you we put the plastic so that it would keep the weeds down. But now I've decided I want to do this. I've watched a lot about this, where you lay the cardboard down, and this is the reason why I did this today with it raining, is because when you lay the cardboard down, then you're supposed to water it. So I am killing 2 birds with 1 stone by doing it this way. I also want to show you what I did that I probably shouldn't have done. So over here, I planted my raspberries, and you can see the raspberries growing in amongst all these weeds. Well, now I am planning to also cover this area with cardboard, and my idea is that I'm going to cut slits into the cardboard and maneuver it around the raspberry plants, and then we will bring more dirt in and put that over the cardboard and it's basically, it'll just help keep the weeds down. I'm going to get my camera out of the rain. I'm also going to be doing the same for my elderberry, cutting the cardboard around that, and also for my hask. I've been putting a bit of thought into how I want to lay it out. So my outer edge of the strawberry bed, I'm planning on using a mulch to have pathways going around the beds, because I want to be able to access picking the strawberries without having to step on the plants. So my idea is to have maybe a 1.5 foot pathway around and in between the beds, and the strawberry beds themselves, I'm thinking about maybe 3 feet, and then I will just have to space out my strawberries so that I can be able to reach from either side of the bed from the pathways. My paths, I'm planning on laying down we have some chunky bark mulch that my husband has brought home from work. He's able to access that, so that's good. We're probably going to need more. I'm also going to have to order another load of garden soil to have that delivered. So I have laid out the rest of this cardboard, and now I'm going to water it down with the hose because it's definitely not raining today. It's a sunny day. So I thought I would just have the camera going as I'm watering this. And you want to have the cardboard fairly wet before you start putting your dirt on top of it and your bark mulch on top of the cardboard. So, okay, I think you'll be able to see me from here. I'm just watering this from the top because we're on a downward slope. So I decided I'll just water it from the top and it'll run down the cardboard. I have 2x4s on the cardboard just so then that will hold the cardboard down. Yesterday after it rained, then it was quite windy, and then it would rain and then it was not, and it was windy and it was blowing the cardboard around. So I had to come out and put the cardboard back in its place, and I decided to put some scrap 2x4s that we have to put on the cardboard to hold it down so it wasn't blowing all over the place, so that when I came out today to lay down some more cardboard, I wouldn't have to do it all over again. So I'm just going to leave the hose out here because I'm probably going to be watering it down quite a few times as I'm working, just to keep that cardboard wet. And then once I start layering between the bark mulch and the garden soil, then I'll just keep watering it as I go along. Hi, this is whole strawberry moving procedure has been taking longer than what I had expected. I have kind of ran into a bit of a standstill with my strawberries. I was checking out in my strawberry bed, and I have actually 70 to 80 strawberries that I'm planning on moving over to their new area. Since then, I have put in the bark mulch for paths, and then I also had my son put in some of the garden soil that we have. I'm just going down to where we were working on this. And this side is going to be my berry fruit side of the garden. So what I've done here, as you can see, is I've taken this coarse bark mulch and I've done a path just so I can get around the bed and access both sides of the bed. When I also have, now here's my dilemma, is I'm on a good start and I have, it's about 1 foot to 1.5 feet, probably closer to 1.5 feet of bark mulch on each side of the bed, but I've ran out of bark mulch. So I asked my husband if he could get me some more, and it just, timing is of the essence. So he's not exactly sure when he's going to be able to get me some more bark mulch. Talking about renting a chipper, we have quite a few trees that we want to remove from the back side of the property, just so we can move the pigs to another area of the property. And then our hope is to cover up that area that they were, and we will be doing some in-ground gardening over on that side, mostly potatoes, root vegetables, probably some collards, and we want to grow an excess of those vegetables, not so much the potatoes, but definitely the root vegetables and the collard greens, and that'll be excess feed for the pigs and the chickens as well. So I'm kind of, like I say, I'm at a bit of a standstill right now. I counted my strawberry plants, and I have in between 70 and 80 strawberry plants. I started out, when I first bought these strawberry plants, was in the spring of 2020. I'm pretty sure that's when it was. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was, yeah, it was the spring. It was the spring of 2020. And I bought 2 packages of strawberry plants from Canadian Tire. They were $6.99 each. I had the Ozark Beauty and the Sequoia was the other brand. and they had 10 plants in each package. Now I planted those in, I just made a mound of dirt, planted the 20 plants because this was before we had the raised beds put in. And I just planted these plants into a mound. And when I moved them over into the raised bed last spring, I had 30 plants, 30 to 40 plants, probably 40 easy. And now I have almost 80 plants. As you've seen, I did start some of the daughters. So you start with your mother plants, and the mother plants send out runners, and that produces the daughter plants. So I took those daughter plants that were shooting off from the runners, and I put them in put the plant itself in a pot with some soil, and I put a rock on the runner stem to secure the plant into the soil so it would take root into the dirt. And now I have, I think there was 9 plants in little planters. So there's that mass of a bed, and that's a 4x8 raised bed, and it is filled. Like, there are plants and plants upon plants in there. So I want to separate those plants and plant them over in here on the bed that I'm making. Now, to be able to fit all of those plants in there, I figured it out. You're planting your plants about 18 inches apart. So I measured it out, and on that bed, I should be able to fit 20 plants. So I am going to have to build 2 more of those beds to be able to fit all my plants into these raised beds. And I want all my plants. I want as many strawberries as I can get. I love strawberries. My family loves strawberry jam. We just like to eat them. And I just want to have as many as I can get. So I am hoping that either my husband can get me some more wood chips from his work, or I'm going to have to wait until next month we're talking about getting a chipper. Just to rent one. We'll rent a chipper. And we have a bunch of trees that we want to chip up, and we'll use those wood chips. In the meantime, I can put another bed, set up another bed with dirt, but as far as the wood chips go, that's going to have to wait. I can plot it out and get the dirt in there and then put the wood chips in after. So I am going to have to lay some more cardboard down. I will show you. So I have enough cardboard to do another bed on the other side of those wood chips. And I've put the chunks of just scrap wood that we have on the cardboard so it's not blowing around. The weather is actually pretty mild. Tomorrow is actually the first day of fall, and the weather's supposed to be pretty mild still, so I still have time. It's not a hurry up and wait situation, but I'm gonna have to put more cardboard down on the other side of this sour cherry tree, and I am going to have to put in a third bed down here. The third bed, unfortunately, is not going to go as long. I mean, I can move these. These are my right here. This is my Haskap. It's hard to tell. I'll just, this here, that's my Haskap. So that's my Haskap. That's one of them. And then here's my other haskap. And if you judge where these beds end, my haskaps are going to be right in the way of that third bed. Now I can move them over, which would not be a big deal at all. I just know that the haskaps are going to, I think they said, I'm not sure if it says on this tag, but I think let me take a look here. I was trying to read what it says. No, it doesn't tell me how big it gets. I can't remember. I thought it said they got about 4 or 5 feet high, and it's a bush, so I don't want to have my strawberries too close to where my haskaps are, but then I don't want my haskaps too close to where my raspberries are. I'm gonna have to figure out some more plotting and planning here, looks like. So for right now, all we're going to be able to do is put in one more bed of dirt. And I actually have that dirt is about 4 or 5 inches high. I've mounded it. And then once I plant the strawberries, as long as you have their crowns, the crowns and their roots covered in the dirt, then what I'm going to take is I'm going to take some compost and mulch that around the plant. In my book, it actually says that you should plant them in the spring. I am planning on moving them over here in the fall, taking a chance. I don't think it'll be an issue. And after I move them over here, I want to mulch some compost around the plants. And then I think to protect them over the winter time, I'm going to cover them in straw. And then in the spring, I will pull the straw off and we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's gonna, yeah. If you have any comments on that, maybe let me know. I think that should work. Okay, so I'm just measuring these out, and I have my first 2 stakes for my strawberry plants, and they're 18 inches apart. So now I'm going to measure 18 inches from that one, and I'm going to add one on this side, and I'll go 18 inches from there, and I'm going to add another one. I actually want to have it closer to the end, because then I'm going to put another stake on the other side, on this side. So I'm going to do this side first, and then I'll come down the other side. So maybe what I'll do is I'll lock this at 18 inches. Just start putting these in. This is some scrap wood that my husband had, and I just borrowed it for the time. And I figure I should be able to get 20 plants. think I need to space this out a little bit better. I'm going to come down pretty far on that side. I got lots of room on this side, so I'm just going to move these down a couple of inches. And I'll move these down as well a few inches because I have it pretty close to, I don't think I need this now because I'm just going to put it directly across from the other one. And I already know this is 18 inches. That's a pretty short stake. Oh, I think I'm going to have to break one of these taller stakes. Short a couple. Okay. I'm going to take one of these bigger ones. I'm going to break this one in half. There. And I think I'll break this one in half. So I have these all measured out now, and this is where I'm going to be planting my strawberries. So I'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, ooh, 22. I'm going to be able to fit 22 in each of these long beds. No wonder I was short some stakes. I only cut up 20. So that's why I was short a couple of stakes, but that's okay. There are some spots, especially on this side, that I'm going to have to add some more dirt to it because those stakes, they barely went in the ground. So I'm going to definitely have to add some more dirt to this side, which that's fine. I have lots of dirt. It's the bark mulch that I seem to not have very much of. So now this is measured out. And once we get that next bed in there, I'll do the same, measure it out. Now I know I can fit 22 in a bed. So that'll be 44, 66. And then I still need, I might just call it after the third bed at 66 or 70, try and squeeze a couple of extra strawberry plants in there. So I just wanted to get this measured out, and yeah, it looks good. So that when it is time to move them over, and I will add another little video when I'm actually moving the plants over there. I just wanted to show you how to prepare the bed and how I'm preparing my bed and getting it ready to move my strawberry plants over. So thanks for joining me, and if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk again. Bye for now.